Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Weeknights. I am JD Nero, aka He Who Pods, aka Rearview Mirror.
And I'm Dash, aka Dashing D, aka the real king of R&B. Yep. I'm some other things too, but not today.
Okay. Well, let's begin.
We're getting right into it today.
Yep. It's Monday. Let's get right to it.
I mean, okay.
Did you have something you wanted to say before we start?
Nah, let's get into it. Let's go.
All right. Miguel was on Club Shay Shay. I'm going to play a clip.
That still comes on?
Would you like this?
I'm sorry, what?
That still comes on? You know what I mean by comes on. That's
Does
still
it
a
still
thing, Club
exist?
Shay Shay?
Yes, it
I
is.
haven't heard anything about Club Shay Shay in a while.
Well, here's something from Club Shay Shay.
Who would you like to collab and do an album with?
Man, I was just texting Cole.
Really?
I was just texting Cole this morning. I think a collab album with Cole is like one that they've been asking for. Oh, bro, I'm sitting here on Shay Shay.
Tell him you're welcome anytime.
Yeah. And an interview real quick.
Is he being interviewed? Because I can't tell.
I think Cole would be special, especially because I think we're aligned in a lot of the human ways.
Yeah.
You know, it's like like we're trying to be good human beings. You know, not that anyone else isn't.
Right.
But I know him enough that way.
Right.
Where I'm like, oh no, yeah, it'll be dope. Yeah.
That was an interview?
Well, you couldn't see it, but Miguel began to allegedly text Cole on the spot.
Okay. I saw it. I'm just saying, it didn't sound like... Because it didn't sound like an interview, because right after the question is asked, it's like the interviewer checked out of the interview.
No, the interviewee checked out because Shay was waiting for an answer and Miguel was digging in his pocket, texting on his phone, and then saying that he was texting J. Cole himself. So Shay was doing the right thing and waiting, but Miguel was doing whatever the fuck he wanted.
See, I disagree. I don't think that was the right thing. And I know this is not a conversation about Shannon Sharp's interviewing skills, but part of
it is now.
Part of interviewing is being able to control the conversation. And something that Shannon Sharp has a difficult time with is controlling the conversation. There's a lot of dead space in that. And he was kind of just snickering. That's what confused me. He's just like, he. And as Miguel is trying to, ask him more questions, please. I feel like there was so much more we could have found out. Like, are y'all working on one? Right. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, I think Shannon Sharp's biggest problem is he doesn't use the edit button. Because we didn't need to see Miguel digging in his pocket, staring at his phone, texting whoever he was allegedly texting. You could have just cut that out.
Yeah, that's true.
He's had edit problems before too.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think a J. Cole, I almost said Jermaine, a J. Cole and a Miguel collab album would be interesting. They have great records together. I'm curious what a body of work with the two of them would sound like. It's easier to do a one-off song here, a one-off song there. They have 3 or 4 songs together. They're all good songs. I think 4. And they're good songs, but that's different than putting together a body of work together. And so I'm curious what that would sound like. Also, he said he feel like that's what the fans want. I've never seen any fans ask for this. But I'll be honest, I'm not against it, though. I'm not against it if it sounds good, though.
I agree. I don't know that I was looking for this, or I don't know anyone who has ever said they needed to do this. I'm sure people have, because they've worked together multiple times at this point. It's kind of like with like Ross and John Legend, like, and I could see where people would say something like that, or there would have been conversations around that might not be like widespread, but I think it's a great idea. I could totally see them putting, now I don't know about like 25 songs, but I could see them putting out like a solid
10.
10 songs. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think they work really well together. I think they have great music chemistry. So it works. And I would listen to that. I would love that, actually. They're both
Yeah, I'm
super
curious what that would sound
talented.
like.
Yeah. Yeah. Would they lean more, I'm just speculating, would they lean more to like love, as a theme? Would they cover everything, Would they, I would be curious to know like what the creative process would be there for a project like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I like
agree.
it though.
What'd you say?
I like it though.
Yeah, I'm curious about what that would sound like. Let's see what happens. I don't think we'll get it.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah. But speaking of the creative process, Summer Walker's album came out on Friday, and
Mm-hmm.
some people feel that her songs were too short, which is an ongoing theme for Summer Walker. I mean, some of her
Yeah.
first songs were like 90 seconds. And so she has taken to the internet. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't know if this is a new clip or an old clip,
Uh-huh.
but either way, I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
But this came across the feed, and I thought it was worth sharing. And so Summer
Mm-hmm.
Walker has chimed in on her creative process and making long songs versus short songs. Here we go.
I've been fighting with my label about my 3, 4, 5 minute songs, and all of those songs were very long. They were 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes long. I got away with as much as I could because I've been fighting with my label about my 3, 4, 5 minute songs now that I have. Yeah, if it was up to me, give me, oh my God, I love a long, old, like, song. Not the stuff that you think you're going to hear on the radio. Because I've been fighting with my label.
There you go. That's the clip. That came across the feed label. That came across the feed earlier. With Summer Walker beefing with her label. I can't talk today. Sorry.
What did you think about that?
I think it's an interesting situation. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know whether to believe her or not, but I could see it. Now she could be lying, and I feel like I don't think she has a reason to lie, but she could be lying. Now, if she's telling the truth, I can see a record label saying, "No, we don't want you putting out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-minute songs," as she described it. Right? I
Mm-hmm.
could see a record label saying, "Hey, you have been pushed as the 90-second songstress. We
Mm-hmm.
have data that shows that's the amount of time people will listen for. That's the amount of time that we can get your record played over and over again. No, we do not want you to do things for a longer span of time."
Yeah. Because they have to address uh, I'm trying to think of the right word. Dwell time is not the right word, the right phrasing of this, but it's the same idea, right? That like they have to address how long people are going to, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on it, but they have to address how long people are going to listen to a song. They have to address how long people are going to listen to the full body of work if she's putting out an album. They have to be able to, there's data that will show them how long people are listening to the music. So I get it. Like from a business perspective, an 8-minute song is, there's no benefit to it, in my opinion. Like if there's no benefit to it, right? You know how many songs a person could have listened to in that amount of time, which means you would be doubling down on your reach if there's multiple songs. Like they want you to listen to as many Summer Walker songs as possible, right? They're not
Right.
looking for you to just listen to this 8-minute song and move on. They want you to listen to a full body of work, or they want you to listen to her whole
Right.
catalog if you can, because that makes them more money. So
Right. Or play that one song a bunch of
a
times.
bunch of times, right? But if you're listening to it for 8 minutes, you know how many times you could have listened to it if it was only 2 minutes long or 90 seconds long. Now I think a 90-second song is ridiculous. I always have. I think there is a sweet spot between 3 and 5 minutes. And I get that in this day and age we're saying that 3 to 5 minutes is a long time, but honestly I love R&B like from back in the day that was like 7 minutes long if it was good. But it usually was good. I don't know any R&B that's that long that wasn't good. So, and they knew what they were doing, right? I imagine that during that time period, and I'm talking about like when Tony was were doing like things like Anniversary. We never, if you listen to Anniversary on the radio, you never really heard the
The
actual
full version.
full length version of Anniversary. Same thing with one of Babyface's songs that I cannot think. It might be Two Occasions, but I could be wrong about that. If you listen to it on the radio, it's not the full version of the song. The full version of the song is more like 6 or 7 minutes long. Those were great. Those were great songs. The thing is, I imagine that back then they'd be in the studio and they'd be like, keep the music rolling, or they would start it super early, and then the artist would come in like 2 minutes later and start singing or something, whatever, and then they listened to it and they were like, this actually sounds really good, and so that was what
Right.
ended up on the album. Today it's a little bit different because we're dealing with streaming and all kinds of stuff like that they need to pay attention to, between short form videos that people are putting out on social media, streaming, and having to make sure that the streaming numbers are up in order for these artists or record labels to make money off of the music that these artists are making. I get it. I want to know, this is where I'm at with it, and then we could move on. I want to know, what does a long Summer Walker song sound like? Because Summer Walker is very talented. But my conflict with even having this conversation about length of song is, are the long songs good? Because if they're not, I
Well,
don't
some
want them.
exist.
Oh, some of them do. Okay.
Yeah, there's some out there. On her new album, which I don't know if we're gonna review it at some point, but there's like a 5-minute song up there.
Okay.
And so they exist. I think the larger conversation is this, right? I think the larger conversation is business versus artistry. Your label is about business. Their label doesn't care about your artistry. They care about sales. They care about streaming numbers. Those are the kind of things they care about. They don't care about your artistry. And that's the thing that I think really is the conversation. If you want to be able to do your art the way you want to, a label is not going to let you be so form free, so free flowing. They're going to be more strict about what you can put out because they're thinking about the business side and the sales and the streaming and the merch and all of that shit. I think today that matters probably more than ever in record history, in record label history, in music history, because it's not even about the hit record so much as it was before. Today it's more about, well, what's going to be good on TikTok? What's going to stream more? And so I think those are the things that really are the conversation here, not necessarily what the label wants, but what does the artist want, right? Do you want to be able to do your art in the way you want, or you want to follow these rules that the label has put forward? Because you don't really have a choice once you sign the record label deal.
You're right. No, I totally understand. And that's a really great point. I guess we'll see, and I guess I'll have to look for. I have not listened to the Summer Walker album yet, so I'm cool to review it this week. But I have not listened to it yet, so I will go and I will look for that. It's so crazy to me though that we're calling 5-minute songs long because we lived through the era where songs were 5 minutes, and it's like, what? 5 minutes is long. That's I guess. So I guess when I was saying, what does a long Summer Walker song sound like? I guess I was thinking longer than 5 minutes. But yeah, I get it. That's crazy to me that 3 to 5 minutes is considered long. Wow.
Those are the times that we're living in, so it's dependent on the social norms.
I'm a cool grandma, so you know, it is what
Not
it
really.
is. I'm just thinking about the good old days.
Yeah. Well, those days are gone.
Thanks so much. You're the
But
best.
anytime. Thanks. All right. Well, let me tell you what's not gone.
Mm-hmm.
Disney is not gone from YouTube. After a 15-day blackout, Disney has reached a new deal with YouTube, bringing back ESPN, ABC, and other channels.
Mm-hmm.
The channels, which were unavailable from October 30th to November 14th, are now being restored to subscribers, including ABC, the ESPN networks, FX networks, Freeform, and National Geographic. As part of the deal, YouTube TV subscribers will receive access to ESPN Unlimited, a direct-to-consumer streaming service at no extra cost, by the end of 2026. Some YouTube TV packages will also include the Disney Plus Hulu bundle during the blackout, which during the blackout, which caused viewers to miss multiple major sports broadcasts. YouTube TV offered a $20 bill credit to affected customers. This marks the second carriage dispute between the companies, following a similar incident in December of 2021. And that comes from Earn Your Leisure.
I remember when it happened in 2021. I mean, this is good for, YouTube users. This is great. It's always interesting to me because it's like, we know you guys are going to get to a deal. Remember when everybody had cable and they'd be like, you cannot watch scripts anymore, and the thing would scroll on the TV and it would tell you need to call your service provider and let them know, like, you need to, like, they wanted customers to be active in the fight of acquisition, and it was just like, what? But
I
wait, so I
remember that.
can't watch Discovery? Like, that's how it was. No
Nope.
National Geographic. Like, it was interesting when those because these things have been happening for years, where, so, like, there would be a period of time they're like, by November 1st you will not be able to get your rig. And sometimes, yeah, it has happened where you turn on the TV one day and you're like, why isn't it on? And then this is
Right.
what it is. So I kind of feel like this was one of those things where they were going to come to an agreement. They just took them longer than they should have,
Yeah.
but they were going to come to an agreement. And again, like, it's good for people who view all of those channels, networks, via YouTube. Because, I mean, ESPN, I'm sure, especially right now, and ABC, I'm sure right now people want to be tapped into ESPN and ABC, because we are deep into
Yeah.
multiple national sports seasons. So that's
Right.
important. But yeah, so it's good stuff.
Yeah, I
What
don't
do you
have much to say. I think you hit it on the head. We knew a deal was coming, right? There's no world where they don't do a deal. So it's not surprising to me. I think you hit it on the head. I don't really got much else to say there. I feel like, what did you expect? Like, they were gonna do a deal because Disney is uh, too big of a piece for them to miss out on.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, where are you getting your sports
So,
from? I mean, there's other places. Let's be clear. Just the streaming services are now offering offering sports. Depending on which sport it is, you can go to different places to get it. But I mean, ESPN remains the premier place to go for sports news and certain sports programming, and I mean all of the things that come along with it. Sure, but I'm talking about ESPN specifically because I think something that everyone in the country can agree on is sports and how important sports is to a lot of people. So that's why I keep harping on that piece of it. But yeah, you're right.
No, you were right. I was just piggybacking.
Thank you. Is that it? Was that all our topics?
No problem, Bob. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's all our topics. That's it.
Oh, okay. Look at us finishing early today. Hey.
That's it. Quick pod. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today. This has been Weeknights. Thank you for being here. We will see you tomorrow.
Bye.